Hi everyone, today I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and when I played a couple of days ago I paid more attention to one effect and to be honest I really didn't like it. So I decided to make this tutorial for you and to recreate this effect and to looks much better than in the game. So now I'll show you the effect. It's the jet engine fire from this fighter and it looks really cheap, to be honest. Comparing to the other effects from this game, this effect for me looks cheap. But let's see first how it looks. It will be easier for you to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the starting of the engine. The starting is fine. We have a glowing texture here in the middle. It's just a texture, it's nothing more. We will make it in our tutorial as well. So for the beginning, this is when the engine is still starting. So now it's time to start the engine. So I will go up a bit because I don't want to crash somewhere. Okay. Now I think I have to press G to start. Okay, I have to hold it. Yep. So now you can see how the engine fire looks like. This purple fire which is going from the engine. So here the developers are using a mesh with a material only to looks like that, but you can see the shape of this mesh. For me it's not realistic, and to be honest I will make it only with sprite sheets. I think only with textures of a smoke, for example, with different colors. Also we have one glow in the middle. You can see the glow in the middle, which gives more details to the effect. But as I said, I totally understand the developers because they're trying to avoid the heavy effects in the game, and in this way it's a good way you can create the effect. But now let's go in Unreal to recreate it with you guys, and let's try to make it looks better than than this here. So I'm trying to go closer. Can I? Yep, I can. Yes. So we have a texture, we have a main fire, we have a glow inside. You can see in the middle of the fire there is a glow which is helping the fire to look more realistic. We have really fast glow. So let's make everything in Unreal Engine now. Okay, we are inside Unreal, and that's the effect which I already prepared for you. Everything is created only with sprite sheets. It's only with 3 emitters, and it's not that hard, to be honest. So now we will recreate it with you. First I will show you how it looks inside the emitter which I built. So that's it. You can see here we have the glow and we have 2 engine fires. The first one is the bigger than the other one, so I'll show you. So this is the main engine fire, this is the glow, and this is the smaller fire which is inside for more details. And at the end we will have this result, and this is how it have to look inside the Unreal. So let's start with making this fire. So let's start our effect from scratch. So this is the folder where I'm collecting all of the stuff which I will need. So here, right button, Niagara system, next, and let's start with the, where's the fontaine? Here. And let's rename it to the fire, for example. Okay, I will open it here. So first, let's see the material for the fire. It's a smoke material. It's a basic one. So how you can create this smoke material? So here I will start. First, here have to be surface and translucent. For the people who don't know how to create a material, they have to open the content drawer, right button, material, to create it smoke material, for example. And when they open it, they have to change here to surface and translucent and unlit. So surface, translucent and unlit. And now they can start building this material. Okay, I will start building it here because I will tell you what the stuff are doing here and why they are important. The material, it's not hard, but for example, the depth fade, it's important because if we don't have it, the texture and the glow will go straight directly into the meshes and it will look terrible. So that's the reason we're using depth fade, because we want to go slider inside the meshes and it looks much better. And this is a basic texture. It's a smoke texture, which is 8 by 8. I will upload it. You use it for your practicing. And here, for example, now let's start. So first the depth fade, right button here, or yeah, right button and try depth fade. So here is the depth fade. Okay, after that we need a clamp. So the clamp, it's connecting our depth fade to the opacity. So let's connect to the clamp with the opacity, and here we need one multiply. So you can add the multiply by right button here and right multiply, or it's here the first one, or just press M on your keyboard and together with the left button of your mouse. So M, left button, and multiply will appear here. So it doesn't matter how you do it. So now we have to connect it. Let's see. So the multiply have to be connected with the clamp. Okay, I think it's here. And let's now add our texture. So this is our smoke texture, and we have to connect it with the multiply and with the second multiply. So we have to add 2 of them. So let's see, RGB with this multiply and RGB with the second one. Okay, so here and here, I think was, yep. The particle color, it's important because this allows us to add different color corrections inside Niagara. So that's why we need it. So particle color. Okay, now let's see how to, so RGB here and A here. Okay, so we have to connect it like, oops, like that. And now let's see, this multiply have to be here into the emissive color and depth fade to be into the opacity. So the depth fade have to be like 100 or more. And now you can, I will stop this. Okay, and let's connect it here to see the result. And our material, it seems like here. Perfect. Let's click save. Okay, now let's start creating our fire. So first let's find the smoke material. So smoke material, it's here. So you have to click on it, and here this arrow, when you click it, will appear immediately here. So the important thing here is the number of the texture. So for example, let's see, we have to count here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here 3, 6, 7, 8. So have to be 8 by 8. This is like a standard for the sprite sheets. And let's go inside the fighter fire here. So sub UV have to be 8 by 8. It's always like that. Let's see how it's here into the original one. So it's 8 by 8 as I told you. So okay, let's continue now. First we have to, this velocity, it's in cone, we don't need it. So we have to click here, this arrow, and to make it linear. So here, random range vector, and now we have places to add 2 different values, because this gives more details to our effect if it's between 2 values. So it will spawn between 1 value and spawn between second value. So this gives more details to our effect, as I told you. But here they are falling on the ground. We don't want this. So here the gravity force will have to be stopped. We don't need a gravity force in this effect. So now our smoke is only in one place. So what we have to do here, it's that we have to add the velocity into the left direction. So let's write minus 300, for example, and minus 400. You can now see we have a power and animation only to one of the directions. So let's see this Jetfire, how is it? So it's minus 300, minus 400. It's linear as I told you. Okay, that's fine. The thing which is important when you're making effects is to make your effect GPU, because this is easier for your PC to configure the speed to be smoother without any crashes. So try to use as more as GPU as you can. So gravity force, you can stop it or delete it. So you can delete it by clicking the delete button of your keyboard, or just to stop it. It doesn't matter. If you want to use it in the future, just stop it from here. So yeah. Okay, let's see what we need more here. We have emitter state. We need a spawn rate, which is like 370. So let's add the spawn rate. We have this, so we have to increase it to 360, for example. Now we have more particles which are spawning. Okay, let's see from this angle. Another thing which is important is the lifetime, because now they last too long. We have to decrease this time, this lifetime of this effect. They have to die earlier. So for example, here we write something like 0.2 and 0.4. Now we have this, which is much better. Let's see our effect, how it's here. So it's 0.4 and it's 0.7, the second one. Okay, I will isolate it. Okay, let's make it 0.7, why not? Okay, that's good. So now we have to increase the size. So let's see the size here. So the size is 40 and 60. So we have two values. Some of the particles will start from the size 40. Some of them will be more than 40, less than 60, something like that. So 40 and 60. Okay, that's good. So we have a good size now. Now, what we have to do, we have to add a scale sprite size. So scale sprite size will reduce the size of the particles at the end, and they will start with the same size at the beginning. So we have to make this spike form of this effect to look like an engine fire. So let's click here, scale sprite size, and here we have this graph. So the first keyframe, we have to make it 1 here to start big and 0 to end smaller. So now we can see how we have this cone shape effect. So let's see how it's here. So scale sprite size, I'm starting with 1.3 and I'm ending with 0. So let's make it same, 1.3 in the beginning. So we need a bigger beginning than before. So here we have a scale cover. This is something which I think, okay, it's 2 here, it's ending with 0. So the scale cover, we are giving more emissive cover in the beginning and we're reducing it at the end. So this is what the scale cover is doing. So I will give here 2 and the end will be 0. Okay, perfect. So now we have to add the cover. So this plus icon, cover here, and now this cover from curve. And now let's choose a color of our engine. So for example, we have to start with something like blue and to end our color with purple. It's more realistic. So now you can see how at the beginning it's blue, but we have to add more glowness. So here will be like 50. Okay, that's perfect. Let's click OK. And let's add a final color of our animation. Here again, let's make it 30, for example. Let's see how it's in our real effect. So I don't want to make it much different. So here it's 15 only at the beginning, and the end it's 15 as well. Okay, let's make it 15, not 50. 50 it's too much maybe. Now you don't see too much changes here in Niagara, but if you see it inside the Unreal into the level, it's much different than here. Okay, let's make it 15. Okay, perfect. And let's see how it looks inside our level. So I will place it here. Okay, this is our effect. It's almost same like here. Okay. Let's go again here. I think we are ready with this. Let's rename it to main engine. Okay, now it's time to add the second one, which is a smaller one inside. So Control C here to copy this emitter, Control V here. Okay, perfect. So now what we have to do, we have to reduce the size of this. So let's see the size here. It's 10 and 20 or 11 and 22. So let's make it this size. Okay, now it's smaller. Let's see the cover here. Maybe the cover have to be more. Yeah, it's 200 here. At the end it's 15 again, so let's make the cover here with more glow. Okay, and let's stop it and to see how it looks. Okay, you can see the details here. It's much better, but it's still too large. It's too long. I have to reduce the size of this. So let's see. So the velocity here, it's same. We don't have to touch it. So maybe the lifetime it's 0.5, 0.7. So let's make the lifetime 0.5. Okay, maybe here it's too small. Let's make it 0.4 here. Okay, and now let's continue here. Scale cover here, it's 2 again. Okay, 0.2. So we have to reduce it here. Have to decrease the second cover earlier. So the scale cover here, we have to move it to 0.2. Okay. Now you can see. And also the scale sprite size have to be different here also. Scale sprite size, let's see. The size is 1.7. Okay. Have to be a little bit bigger. Let's see, here we need more particles, but I will leave it for now. So here the size. Let's see the position. We have to change the position to be a little bit after the glow in the beginning. So let's change the position here. Okay, I will reduce this. I want to see better. Okay, so here the position it's -10. Okay, now it's time to make 300 again. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, it's still too long, so the scale sprite size here, I will place to 0.5. Now it will die earlier. And now let's see. Okay, here is the end of the animation. Perfect. Let's rename it engine 2, for example. That's perfect. Okay, let's see the car. So there is another way we can reduce it. I will show you the length of this effect. So here's scale sprite size. I will bring it back to 1. And if you want to reduce it with more details, so you can do it from the cover. So I will make it to fade earlier. So now you can see it's fading earlier. You can make it even more earlier, but here it's enough, I think. And let's start it, save. Let's see. Now it's much better. We don't see the small particles at the end because they're fading before them to go here at the end. So it's much better. Okay, now let's add the glow. So let's see the glow. It's only a glow material. I'll show you how it looks inside. It's the same like the previous material which we built, only the texture is different. It's just a dot which I made with a brush in Photoshop. So I will upload it as well inside the files above this video. So okay, let's click here, add emitter, and let's start with the empty one. Okay, for here is GPU. Okay, and here also we'll make a GPU, we'll make it fixed. And now you can use also this. To be honest, it's a dot, but let's use our glow material because we have a depth. as I told you, depth weight it's important. So let's find glow material, this icon. You can also find it by clicking here to look inside, or just to click on the material here and to click the arrow. But first you have to select it here inside the content jar. It's important. Okay, so here let's rename it to glow. So I will stop this to see only the glow. And let's see what I have here as a glow. So emitter state system spawn rate have to be like 8. So we have to add a spawn rate. And let's write 8. Okay, now our glow it's already here. So here the initialized particles, we have lifetime, which is only 0.4. We have a position, which changed, and we have a size. So the size it's non-uniform. So it's only one size. But for more details, we will make it switch into sizes. So now let's do it. 0.4. Let's see where I place it. It's 0.6 and minus 1.2. Okay. 0.6 minus 1.2. And the sprite size have to be non-uniform. Oops. Non-uniform. Here random range value. Vector 2D. Now let's see. The size is between 98 and 85. So what I will do, I will write here 95, 85, and here we'll add another value, which okay, now you can see how they're different, because here it's 1, so we have to add a similar value. So here it will be, for example, 105 and 95. Okay, now it's slightly changing here, which is good. Or we can also make something more interesting. So let's make it 85 and 75 here. Okay, we have different shapes which are changing between these two values. Okay, let's continue. Particle state, same. Okay, we have to add the color now. We have to add a blue color to our glow. So particle state. First, I missed something. Particle state, so force and velocity. So let's add solve forces and velocity. To be honest, we don't need it here because we don't have a velocity, but it doesn't any matter. And let's add a color. Okay, here color from curve, and let's make it blue. Perfect. And let's see what is the glowness here. It's 50. Okay, let's make it 50. Okay, that's good. And let's start everything. Perfect. This is how our effect looks like, guys. And I'll delete this one and we'll place this here. You can see how we are moving it. So we have to attach it to this plane. I will show you how to do it to look more accurate when you're moving your plane. So like that. Now how to attach effects to your meshes. Okay, so first what we have to do is to make it static. So local space, we have to activate it because now it's moving with our move. We don't want to do it. So we want to stay stable every time when we are moving it. So save here, local space, and now you see how it's not moving anymore. The particles are not left behind the effect. So here, let's attach it to this plane. So first what we have to do, we have to open the content jar, right button, blueprint class, actuator, and let's write jet, and let's open it here. Perfect. Now it's time to add here, and let's see, skeletal mesh, and let's find our jet. Okay, it's here. I will add it here. Perfect. Now let's go behind, and here let's add that again, and Niagara particle system component. So now we have to connect it to parent socket of this plane, for example. So I will click here and I will connect it to the root, for example, which is the main bone of this plane. Now I will move this here, and it's time to attach our effect here. So here it's fire. Perfect. Now let's add it here to the inside the engine. Okay, let's click save or compile. Compile first, save. And now let's see when we move our jet, our effect is moving with our jet. Okay, let's now hop inside. Let's drag this jet here. And now you can see the effect is attached. And it's moving with our jet. Perfect. So guys, that was everything for this tutorial. I hope you like it, and I hope I also helped you to build your jet engine fire effect in Niagara. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for the next tutorials, which are going to be really interesting. And write me in the comments if you want to see something specific for your Niagara effects or for the cinematics. So see you.